So on this journey of navigating special educational needs, processes and procedures, many children experience delays, scarcity and a lack of resources when attempting to have their individual needs acknowledged and supported. So in my experience of advocating for my son who has a diagnosis of autism and ADHD, we have experienced many setbacks and hurdles along the way, especially as a parent trying to ensure that he gets the right support in the right place at the right time. So when as a parent you're trying to navigate the special educational needs process as well as the medical system, it becomes a whole different state of affairs. So what happens when we experience stumbling blocks which hinder our ability to represent valuable information in our child's EHCP so that the school is in a position to support a child's learning and developmental needs? So in this video I'm going to talk about 3 setbacks that create delays when it comes to trying to access a diagnosis or perhaps some therapeutic support. And I'm going to talk about why these are a concern when trying to stay empowered in order to advocate for our child's needs so that the information that's represented in their support plans are available and be ready to support them in real time when they're engaging in their education, perhaps at school or in another setting. And the first setback is SEN waiting delays. Waiting delays can be for perhaps a diagnosis or waiting for medication or waiting for some therapeutic or health support, as well as waiting for medication or even waiting for a school place. Many of these resources and provisions have long waiting lists that create a sense of not being able to have control over when your child will have access to that, because these external systems are working according to a different system that perhaps the education system is working towards. So trying to bring that all together in a way that can support a child as a whole can be a challenge for everyone that's involved. So it's really important to bear in mind when looking at how to approach conversations when advocating for your child's needs, to be taken into consideration when ensuring that information is available towards their EHCP. Another setback that can occur is general and specific needs. So when meeting a child on the spectrum, typically there may be more than one unique difference that they will be living with. And these are known as comorbidities. Comorbidities are medical conditions that coexist along a primary diagnosis and affect a child's health, treatment and outlook. So for example, my son is living with autism and ADHD, as well as a medical condition of epilepsy. Another case may be where a child has got autism, ADHD, PDA or perhaps Tourette's. There are other specific conditions that may also be the case. Some counties and boroughs manage things differently, as some services and provisions are under different pathways. And navigating this can be confusing because setbacks occur when you wish to perhaps consider one condition and how that has an impact on another. Yet a consultant may not be able to specialise in one or the other, therefore only able to provide little or no insight into an issue a child may have, which the setback results in having to wait until a next appointment to have a specific discussion. And this has an impact on the child because it creates delays for recommendations or to identify if medication, if chosen, is required in order for a child to feel safe within their learning. And in our experience, not having medication can result in missed opportunities. I've been in situations where it's projected that if there's no medication, there's no education for my child. So let's be honest, regardless of legislations or policies, some schools are willing to put in the reasonable adjustments, whereas some will express that they're unable to meet a child's needs. And the third setback is collaborations. Ideally, there would be less setbacks if there was a more integrated approach between health, education and social care support, and that everyone sings from the same hymn sheet, but in reality it's actually quite messy. The challenges occur when there are delays or hurdles for information to be made available to the right professional. For example, a GP can't necessarily access what a specialist consultant can see, and the specialist consultant can't necessarily access what a SENCO or the school can see. And that's something that I've experienced whilst supporting my child when he's had to deal with CAMS or whether he's had to deal with a medical professional consultant in regards to his epilepsy, and trying to bring that all together to have that available to support his EHCP has created many challenges. Where this has a negative impact on a child would be where a child may require a specific diagnosis to be able to have access to a specialist school or a provision, such as an independent school that supports children living with autism will only accept a child if they are in receipt of a diagnosis. And trying to bring medical information together with the education, it's something that in some cases isn't an easy process. So being able to advocate and ensure that all the information is in the right place to support the child to have a fair advantage tends to be the best approach to creating progress. Setbacks can be extremely difficult to face, but they also allow us to build on our resilience and become stronger in the long run. And this SEN journey is so important to be able to feel resilient for the long run, because there are many hurdles and setbacks along the way that can make it really difficult and keep us in a state of disempowerment and making us feel that we're stuck and we can't move forward. So if this information in this video resonates with you, why not think of subscribing, or perhaps look at some of my other videos about staying empowered whilst navigating through SEN procedures. But for now, keep doing what you're doing, stay focused, stay empowered, and keep creating progress. Thank you for listening.